Are you in the market to purchase your first home? Well, in today's video, I will give you 3 things you should absolutely avoid as a first-time home buyer. So make sure to stay tuned. Hey guys, your girl Bella. As you know, today is Fix My Credit Friday. Now, if you are new to my channel, this is a segment where I take a question from one of my social media followers or one of my coaching clients, and I feature my answer here on YouTube. Now, lately, I've been receiving a lot of questions from my audience about purchasing their first home. As such, I've decided to record a series of videos to address these questions and concerns. So in today's video, I'll be giving you 3 things you should absolutely avoid as a first-time home buyer. Now, before I jump into this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know my future videos are posted on YouTube. Now, the first thing you should absolutely avoid as a first-time home buyer is going house hunting without an actual budget. Now, I understand house hunting can be so exciting, right? You drive up to this beautiful home, you walk in the door, you sign in, and then you go through the grand tour. And you can literally see yourself or you and your family living in this beautiful home. Now, how unfortunate would it be to find out later that you can't actually afford this house? So to save yourself the agony and disappointment, you should really figure out how much house you can afford up front. Now, if you're not ready to walk into a bank and have them run your actual credit, you can actually use a mortgage calculator online. Most banks actually will have this in the mortgage section of their website. You'll input your income, your debts. You'll even put in, on some websites, what range your credit falls into. And some will also ask how much money you have as a down payment. It'll then calculate how much house you can actually afford. Now, this will only be a high level estimate, but it's better to use this than to just going all willy-nilly and not really knowing how much house you can afford. Now, if your credit and finances are in pretty good shape, you can go to a bank and get a pre-approval. Now, a pre-approval process is a bit more in-depth. The bank will need to verify your income, run your credit, and they'll analyze your debt-to-income ratio. They will also want to see how much money you have as a down payment. Now, once they run the numbers, they will see if you qualify for a mortgage. And if you do qualify for a mortgage, they'll tell you how much money they're actually willing to lend you. Now, once you do either one of these things, whether it's a mortgage calculator or getting a pre-approval from a bank, you'll be in a better position when it comes to house hunting because you'll then know the houses you're looking at are actually within your budget. Now, the second thing you should absolutely avoid as a first-time home buyer is rushing the process. I know when my husband and I went through our journey to purchase our first home, it took us 1 year. Now, we had no idea it would take that long, but we did run into a lot of issues. We put in offers on homes where the sellers did not want to negotiate price. We put offers on homes where we were outbid. We saw some really beautiful homes that looked good online, but then in person, they had power lines going overhead, or they were off of some really busy streets. So it got to the point where we were getting very frustrated and discouraged, but we ultimately knew that we didn't want to settle just for any house. So we had to keep and stay committed to the process because a mortgage is a huge commitment and no one wants to have buyer's remorse. So I can't emphasize enough, do not rush the process. I know it'll get discouraging and it will get very frustrating at times, but stick with it and you will eventually find your forever home. Now, the third thing you should absolutely avoid as a first-time home buyer is being ignorant to the neighborhood you're moving into. Now, while it's important to learn about the house you're actually buying, it's equally important to learn about the neighborhood you're moving into. So I'd highly suggest doing some online and in-person research before purchasing this home. So for example, if you have children or plan to have children, definitely go online and do some research about the school district. And also when it comes to commuting to work and school, you may want to go on Google Maps or MapQuest to get an idea of what your commute's going to be like. Now, if you have to be at work at 9 a.m. in the morning, don't use Google Maps or MapQuest at 8 o'clock at night. You should go on there at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. and do a search from that home to your school or work destination to get an idea of how much your commute's going to change. Because for some people, a longer commute may be a deal breaker, so you may not even want to consider the home you're actually looking at. Now, you should also do some in-person research which may sound weird, but I highly recommend it. For example, drive through that neighborhood on a Friday night or on a Saturday or Sunday. This way you'll get a vibe for the neighborhood and to see what your neighbors are like. Alright guys, so those are the 3 things you should absolutely avoid as a first-time homebuyer. Now if you did find this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. Now in next week's episode, I'll be giving you the 5 things that helped us when we closed on our forever home. If you're not familiar with our story, my husband and I purchased our home in 2016, and we did so at an interest rate a little under 3.4%. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when that video is posted on YouTube. Now as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.